Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of SUPERSYSADMIN.com. Today we will cover how to manage users in Active Directory with PowerShell. A small note before we start. You will need to run your PowerShell session as an administrator, otherwise you will always get access denied when creating or modifying users. Let's start with the simplest example, creating a single user. For that we use the commandlet new_AD_user, which only has one mandatory parameter, which is name. So let's create, for example, a new user called John Doe. We type new_AD_user, name John Doe, and we will also set a user's login name, which we can do with the parameter Sam account name John D. As you can see, no output was returned. This normally means the operation was successful. We can verify that by doing a query for the user with the getADuser commandlet. So we can do getADuser identity John D. Now before the user can actually log on, we still need to do a few things. By default, the enabled property is set to false. As we didn't specify the enabled property during creation of the user, the account is obviously currently disabled. But before we can enable the account, we first need to set a password on it, which matches the criteria of the domain. Otherwise, Active Directory will not let us enable it. So we first retrieve again the user with getADuser identity John D, and then pipe through to set AD account password dash new password. Now we cannot just type a plain text password, as PowerShell will not allow us to pass a plain text password to Active Directory. So use convert to secure string and then string with our password SUPERSYSADMIN, and we also add as plain text to specify that our string needs to be converted to a secure string. And finally, we also add -force to automatically confirm the process. So now that our account has a password, we can enable it. We again retrieve our user with getADuser identity John D and pipe through to enable AD account. If we now again query our user with getADuser identity John D, you can see that enabled is now set to true. Now the previous example was just to show you the different aspects, but obviously you can do all that at once. So we again do new_ADuser name John Doe 2, Sam account name John D 2, and now we add the parameter enabled and set that to true. We will also directly set a password with the parameter account password, and we again do the trick with convert to secure string. So let's verify that our user has been created with getADuser identity John D2. And as you can see, the account has directly been enabled. As you know, a user in AD has a lot of properties you can set, so we can do a lot more than this. If we do get command name new AD user dash syntax, you can see all the different properties you can specify during user creation. Sometimes you might want to create a whole bunch of users at once. Now you could create them one by one the way we did in the previous examples, but let's explore how we can do that more efficiently. Before we start with the user creation, we first need to provision the organizational units in which our new users will be created. For that we use the commandlet new AD organizational unit. We first create the main departments OU, which will be located directly in the root of the domain. So we do new AD organizational unit -name departments, and then the path is the root of the domain. Below that we will create the different department OUs. We have here a small text file which contains all the OU names. And we will first retrieve the content of this file with the getContent commandlet. Then we pipe to a for each loop, which will create all the department OUs we need for our users. Okay, now we can start creating our users. For that we have compiled a CSV file, which contains the information for all our users which we need to create. On the first line, you see the different user properties we will pass to our script. So we can see name, given name, surname, SAM account name, email address, department, title, account password, and enabled. Then we have a line for each user with all the values for each property separated by a comma. So let's have a look at our script now. So we first import the content of our CSV file with the import CSV commandlet. And then we pipe it to a for each loop, which will run the new AD user commandlet against each entry in our CSV file. As you can see, it will just map the correct commandlet property to the correct column in our CSV file. Okay, all our users have been created now. Let's verify that. So we can do get AD user, and we'll select filter star to get all users, and we will limit our search scope to the departments OU we created earlier with dash search base OU equals departments DC SUPERSYSADMIN DC LAN, and we will pipe the results to outgrid view for better visibility. If you paid really close attention during the user creation part, a set of users had their enabled flag set to false, so that means those accounts are currently disabled. Let's see how we can query those users specifically. So we again do get AD user, and this time we use filter enabled equals false to see only the disabled users. We will also limit our search scope to our departments OU with search base OU equals departments DC SUPERSYSADMIN DC LAN, and we will again pipe to outgrid view. What we can now do very easily is enable all those accounts. So we again take our previous query and pipe it through to set AD user and set the enabled property to true. So let's do a final example. We will place all users which have project manager in their title in a group called project managers. So let's first create a group. We can do that with new AD group, and we will just specify the name with dash name and call it project managers, and set the group scope to domain local. So let's now add all our users which are project manager to this new group. So we can do add AD group member, and we will select our group with identity project managers. And to add users, we do dash members, and between parentheses, we will do a query for our project managers with get AD user filter title equals project manager. So let's verify if our project managers group is now populated correctly. So we can do get AD group identity project managers, and we pipe through to get AD group member. And let's open again in out grid view. There you have it. So that concludes today's tutorial. I hope you learned something, and if you liked it, please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also visit us at SUPERSYSADMIN.com for more tips, tutorials and scripts. If you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you, bye bye.